Hello, Mikayla, and welcome to your super de duper chart reading. First and foremost, let me get rid of this panel because I hate it so much. It's just ugly. So I decided it would be good. It would behoove me to start with your chart and your ex-husbands because did I just make up husband? Whatever. Because I would imagine you would want to know like what the fuck happened there, right? Another thing that took me out as I was like adding the information in this system was how similar your new dude's birthday is to your husband. I've recognized the pattern in relationships. We're pretty much all dealing with the same spirit that's coming through different bodies. And for every level that we level up and become more of ourselves, we meet that spirit at that level. So the ultimate level is supposed to be once you have learned to love yourself just completely as you are, you meet like the perfected version, that one that matches you. And before that, you get all the other ones that are pushing you to that place. I mean, some people end up with somebody. You ever seen somebody like that's been with a alcoholic person for like 30 years and they just really get each other because they're both alcoholics? It's the same thing as that. Like nobody else gets them but those two. But in this case, I wanted to point out how much of your first hubby's energy, because he in general is just a karmic person. Like his love life, his identity, everything about his life is just going through the ringer this time around. But in terms of your relationship with him for yourself, he was about igniting your passion, your power, healing in regards to anything that you went through in your childhood. By looking at how this is set up, he was definitely meant to be in your family because that's where he came from with your South Node in his fourth house. That's home. And in this life, you guys were moving to be a part of each other's reputation. And I think that's very likely that you have accomplished that. But recognize your Chiron, which is the wound that you were meant to heal to help others. And yours was in regards to your self worth. That is what he was healing. Like his natural ability to heal stuff is in his partners, but in showing other people like balance within themselves. It's also what he needed in order to nurture himself. Now over here we have his Chiron, right? His wound. That's where your part of fortune is. So that sprinkle of luck you had with your family, him even being able to interact with your family or the way that you care for people, helped heal what he dealt with his family, which was karmic for him. Like this relationship was something that you guys were both healing each other's wounds in regards to self-worth based upon what happened through karma. Like the beginning of your lives before you met each other, it was all the stuff that you guys had to clear out before you moved to the next level. So this was your past life, hubby, and this life was about clearing any old wounds that you guys had from that time period. His north node was directed right at your son. This was aimed at you from the beginning. You guys were meant to help heal each other, right? So I felt like that was important to you to prepare you for the next level. That probably goes back to what I was saying when I first tapped in, because I'm sort of tapped into your Akashic record while I'm doing this. He was a step for you to get to the next level. And likely anybody that you date going forward is probably going to remind you of this person in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully not none of the stuff that's problematic, but it's the same person that just really wanted to make it work with you in his life. So with that being said, I'm going with, and it's so funny with this on the screen, November 25th now, to see how that connects. Look at that shit. You can't make it up. So on the inside, right? We have your current guy. On the outside, we have your ex. I could scream for you. Are you seeing this, sweetie? Let me zoom in because I am so tickled. Can I use this as an example? Please let me know ASAP. I'll blot out the guys' names just so somebody can see. Other people need to understand that we are all paired with a specific spirit, a specific person that is our other parts. And that person is going to keep coming back through different variations of other people because that is who you want to make it work with. And if one particular person is not on their shit getting it together, you will get the next version if you are doing what you need to. You are absolutely dating the same exact dude in another body. And I'm looking at the information, like, let me make sure this matches. Did I get the time right? Is this the same on same chart? No, something is wrong here. Hold on. I'm like, is this the same exact thing? Now I feel like I need to go. Hold on. This is messing with me. I'm coming back to get information. We're gonna get this together, honey. Cause all right. Ex hubby, 11/25, 1990, 7:53 a.m. It looks like something might be off. 11/25, 1990, 7:53 a.m. Fort Worth. All right, that's ex hubby. Now let me go new guy because the information is very similar. Watch, it's probably going to still be almost the same thing. No, I see where this is wrong. Why is this today? Tell me draw a blank. Oh, this is because last time I typed in your guy, it went back to your old when he was still your hubby. So this is the new guy. There's still going to be a lot of stuff in common. Although it's not as bad as two charts that were identically the same. Let me zoom back out now. Let me zoom back out. I had to check that. But let's get into the similarities and the differences because it really is still the same thing. Spicier, if you will. First and foremost, I need to say the new guy is on the inside, right? Old guy on the outside. What are you noticing over here? Ex-hubby, karmic energy because his planets were in 12th. The sun is still the same, right? Which goes back to me saying this is the same identity, roughly. The new guy is leading off from whatever the anger issues were. It looks like your hubby like did not know what to say out of his mouth. Like as soon as he got mad, he would just say crazy shit, right? That's what, and I don't want to say this wrong. That's what new guy is moving away from. Like he's had to learn a lot of lessons about that. Because keep in mind, this is like somebody passing a torch to his other self. So in this life, he has been guided to be out of karma. Keep in mind, this is the other guy, and it's so funny because he's born after your hubby, which is great. That makes sense for why he's in advancement. But he's meant to shine and lead a particular group of people. In this life, his power, which is over here now, and your ex-hubby, with his Mars in sixth house, that means his power was only to be used for servitude. That's another, I don't want to say punishment, but it is a karmic thing. When you have planets in the sixth house, the eighth house, or the 12th house, you are paying back a debt for what you did in another life. So, new guy gets to have his power back, right? For your ex hubby, he only was able to attain that power by being with his soulmate, by being in a relationship, or once he cleared out all that Scorpio sneaky energy in order to get the benefit of all the lessons, right? That's so weird to say, but no, that's freaking cool. So you always get the opposite. Because look at that, their Marses are the exact opposite. The opposite in regards to anger or drive in life. This one is way more optimistic, which is fabulous. Now over here, another thing that lets you know that this is somebody passing the torch. His Neptune, which is the energy of karma that is pouring into just who he is as a person. Like the more the old stuff is cleared out, the better he gets to be a business person. Because new guy came to be a mogul. That was the limitation that was put on your ex-hubby. He was not able to be a mogul or to get his money together in any way, shape, or form until he got rid of that eighth house debt, which is being paid back to his family. This has to do with the home y'all had together. It really feels like he used to have anger issues. I don't know if he did this life. I don't want to get into that for you, but he had anger issues in the last life. He was abusive. So in this life, he was supposed to be clearing that out. And if it was not completely cleared out, if y'all did not get to a good place with it, then you have this soul here. That is the upgrade. Other things to let me know that this is upgradey. um, let's see. These planets over here that are in your ex-hubby's debt house land into new guys partnership house. But you see that they have the same vertex, right? That's a karmic uh thing, something only triggered by somebody else's planets. For this guy, because remember I just looked at your chart, which is outside ex-hubby, right? It was his relationship with you. For this guy, this is a marriage. something that was owed to him, a peaceful marriage. It's like you guys are like a glam couple, dramatic together. Like y'all dress nice, y'all go have fun, y'all inspire one another. Then here we got that Chiron again, right? His wound was in, and then this is your current guy's healing from his trauma. If he could get along with your ex hubby, that guy already knows how to do this because his life has been rough. They would actually help each other out a lot. But just in general, so you know, the thing that he is learning how to heal and push out there is the difficult things he's been through. It has a lot to do with words. Now over here we have your ex hubby's Pluto, his power, his drive, his sexual prowess, right? That connects to new guy's Venus, but he uses his power, which is also right next to that Pluto, right? In his job, in his career. This is like the person who was the extension of the other soul, but this one has none of the limitations. So regardless of how the relationship ended with your ex-hubby, because clearly, you know, it ended, he did enough work and made enough progress. Like, even if you feel like sad that it didn't work out that way, imagine now that he knows how this went, how much better he'll be for the next person, or how much better he'll be as a person anyway. This was somebody who was feeling unworthy of love, and you gave them an entry to see that somebody could love them and put themselves out there for this person. There's a sense that this person may not have felt worth it beforehand, and that's in regards to your ex-hubby. Now, this other guy, that's not the case at all. So I'm going to now pull up your chart with new guy. Then we'll get into some. I got your whole family here. I told you I was about to do that daggone reading. I had everything in here and then just life. So let me give Mikayla's guy. I don't want to make this mistake again. 1993. And then Mikayla. And I only have one of you in here, so that was nice. So what is this relationship about? You are on the inside and he is on the outside. This is about communication. So much about communication. A meeting of the minds is the first thing that comes up here. Growth and being together on a day-to-day basis as partners. I say that because here we have your South Node in that just messed me up. Your South Node is in its third house. Why does this look like it's going to six? That's nine, but it's upside down. Third house, which is all about communications. Y'all are healing communications. It ironically enough, it seems like, oh, I'm about to be so graphic when I say this. Last time, there was a lot of sexual aggression, a lot of sexual energy. Y'all might still feel the tension this time. This time, like y'all didn't talk about your issues. Y'all just either fought or fucked it out with this going on here. That's how he heals. That's how he handled things. But you are learning to move away from that because that was what harmed you. Remember, we talked about that Aries energy from the other husband that is being cleared by this one, but you're moving away from that in this life. You're moving into partnership, understanding partnership, which is where this person's soulmate marker is, right? You are their soulmate. That is what you're moving towards, being a part of each other's life on a day-to-day basis, bringing balance to one another. He is also healing the wound that you have around partnership, your belief that, oh, maybe love isn't for me, but it was because there was so much stuff you had to clear with this particular soul. I'm gonna jump out there because it feels like where I'm being led to, and say that every guy that you have dated before your ex-husband also sort of had a pattern around their words being an issue. Communication is so heavy with the soul that you're dealing with. That's what I'm gonna refer to it as now. I wish I had put Mikayla's guy A and Mikayla's guy B, because I mean, this is your twin. You came this life to merge with somebody in partnership because your North Node is in Libra. You came to be with the person that you were in another life. There were just so many things that you did not like about that situation, which makes sense. So over here we have Palace, your unique genius, your idea, your ability to put ideas together for yourself, right? This is your detective energy. New guy makes that bigger. Like you guys will solve mysteries together. What you have been saving, there's a sexual part of yourself that you have sort of been keeping waiting for that person. This guy gets that. He will trigger it with his mind, with the way he thinks about the world, what he does in his career, the way that you see him wield his power. So you'll be opening up new parts of yourself that you didn't even consider a possibility, especially in regards to how you feel about your sexuality. Now over here, Pluto, Conjunct IC, that's always really a trigger because this person is shaking up your foundation on family, who you are at your core, what you need for healing. But a lot of this energy is sexual. It's like whatever happened last time in the sexual manager may have scarred your ideas on your dark feminine. I guess that's what I want to say. Your sexuality as a female, you being able to be sexy without fear of like your husband getting mad because somebody else thought you were hot. That's changing now. It's like he's embracing that energy because in this life, and I'm so happy to tell you this, his south node where he's coming from and his north node where he's going from, or going from somebody that you might have met at work or somebody you know online, somebody who you know for their career, to being in your family. So this guy is directly routed to end up in your house, and you guys are very likely meant to move somewhere, possibly abroad. But his son, which is his identity, is in your house. He feels like home to you, comfort. He sees you for who you really are. Then Mars over here, this means he's going to be running the house, which is also kind of nice when it's a guy, like, because he'll be making the money and giving you the space to be the feminine in the way you want to. Not that you won't be making money or anything like that, but this is just really masculine energy in the place it's supposed to be. This also means that you guys have a really emotional bond that inspires one another. Now, over here with your Jupiter in the 12th house, you may have been this guy's guardian angel. Like he might have had feelings about you before he met you, like just like you're very reminiscent to him. But you also help expand who he is as a business person. You give him space to grow, which is what your Mercury conjunct his Uranus is. You, as a person, your ideas spark his ideas, and it's going to make a big difference in his income, his empire. And with Neptune conjunct Neptune, although this is a generational planet, it means that you guys have common karma together. Also, with his Neptune that close to your Mercury, he has been mentally sending you signals. Like even when y'all are not together, like this guy will be on your mind. You probably had like I always refer to Beyonce and deja vu. Like I see this guy everywhere. I see him in my dreams. That's what happens when you have Mercury next to somebody's Neptune. They are able to telepathically send you messages. Now, everything about you, this whole fifth house stellium you have, which is super thick, because you are your own soulmate, by the way. I need to say that. Like you pop up for other people and you trigger their energy in them, but you are always your boo. And that's a great thing in this life because that's what you need in order to pull in the right person, which it seems like this one is, by the way. So with that being said, you light up who he is, who he wants to be. He wants to be an online entrepreneur. He had a limitation. That's what the Saturn is, a contract on himself to learn to get along with people, to find a way to merge into other groups of people. Because when he gets into his relationship, he sort of like completely merges and cuts the world off, which is not good for him. He has to learn to play nice with other people. Too much attention to his spouse makes him sort of choke her down. You know what I mean? Like there is a thin line between teamwork and codependency. But you drive, which is this Mars, him to be who he needs to be. Very outgoing. With this Saturn in your sixth house, this person is bound to you on a day-to-day basis. Pallas in your sixth house, that's his unique genius. In your day-to-day life, how to make things easier for you, how to understand your emotions is important. Now we have his Vesta, which is the thing he's been sacrificing this whole time, right next to your moon. He's been saving a piece of himself, the sensitive piece of himself, the emotional piece of himself for you, to get back with you, because this Venus is here also for your love. He has been waiting. Now, with your Saturn in his second house, this means you're sort of bound in some way, shape, or form to his financial stuff. I mean, that's what comes along with being a wife, right? And you guys aren't even married. I know you guys aren't in that area quite yet. But from everything I see here, this is a relationship that is rehatching itself. I'm going to look at the composite right quick just to confirm that. But you guys are reconnecting because you had a family in another life, and there were just some things that did not work out in communication. So here we have your composite chart, which is like the natal chart for the whole relationship. So you guys are meant to, here we go, vertex and seventh. That's a karmic marriage. Being a peaceful team. Maybe you guys like eating together, hanging out together, but you're supposed to merge into one. That's what this is about. That's what any couple going in North Node of Scorpio, you are two souls becoming one. With the Lilith in seventh house At the final degree, this means a lot of people are going to find y'all attractive and try to break up your relationship. And for this reason, y'all might even keep it secret sometimes. Like you're just too hot together for other people to keep their hands off. So I felt that was necessary to mention, especially with it being the 29th degree. Y'all are making sure that y'all are good to each other this time around as y'all merge into one person. Over here, we have Pluto at 29 degrees. This means your power as a couple is also going to be at a peak. Like y'all are able to do sex magic together and sort of mold things. Yeah, absolutely. And another sign that y'all are going to live in a foreign land and move away from where y'all came from, Cancer in ninth. Ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius. In the front of your first house, this is the house of self, who y'all are as a couple, is the energy of Sagittarius. The transformation for you guys comes when you move. Jupiter, expansion, growth, getting bigger. I know that's wild, right? But that's really important for you guys because the Sagittarius energy goes into your second house of how you earn money. So much about this is about you guys getting your wealth back. With this 12th house in Libra, that's karmic partnership. You guys are coming back around. So Mercury, the way your mind works, Pallas, your unique genius, the sun, who you guys are as a couple, Vesta, what you guys have been sort of holding back on, Mars, your drive and power, and Venus, how you earn your money, all in the second house. This is a rich ass chart. The second house is how you earn your money and your values. And for you guys, it's being somewhere. Maybe you guys travel, extend things across seas, but you're moguls. Multiple things happening here. And some of these things have to do with communication because this Neptune is in the third house. Like y'all get ideas when y'all are just talking alone together. And Uranus means that at any moment, lightning could strike and things will just be better for y'all. It just takes one idea between the two of you guys because you are bound. You see this here karmically because Pisces rules this 12th house, karmically bound to a family in this life. This is what you guys wanted. With the moon in Aries, the Aries energy again, y'all will have kids though. It'll be the same souls that you already had if you're able to have kids. And if not, you will adopt. Your part of fortune, your sprinkle of luck is in that family that you create. You guys will be known for your creativity and your precision of details. With you having Chiron in the 11th house, Chiron is the wound that you have that you're meant to heal to help others. When you have it in the 11th house, you have an obligation to help other people heal through what you have learned about life. And for you guys, it looks like you're a bit of like activist. Maybe y'all garden and then y'all like hike and stuff of that nature. But whatever you're doing, other people need to know about. And that's like the gist of it. In order for you guys to make money, you have to share a lot of your minds and your communication. So I am going to look at your solar return right now, Columbia Falls, to tell you what's up. So this year, you are stepping away from darker things, I'd like to say. Darker thoughts. Maybe even your reputation was going through some stuff, some transformation. Because the Scorpio energy is all about sex, death, inheritances, divorce, other people's money, real estate, just all that stuff that makes you feel like, yeah, taxes, taboo, sex magic, all that stuff. Into you finding peace in your mind because something has changed within your home. Uranus is a radical change that happens with your home, lightning fast. And I can even put the, oh no. Oh, I froze. I got so scared that it stopped recording. I was like, no, please. Uranus is the planet of radical change. When it is triggered by anything, lightning fast things happen. And for you, this year is about you getting into place with your money. That business online I was talking about, or one particularly out in the community, learning to use your spidey senses, your psychic gifts, your ability as a philosopher, a great thinker, as a mogul, right? But it makes a big change in your home and your happiness and the way that you are able to function every day. Your drive this particular year is in speaking, talking, thinking. And this is in your day-to-day life at your job versus or with, along with taking care of your home, your family. This is gardening, cooking, weed, wine, sex, fun. Your unique genius will be activated at home, but with your partner. It's also important to recognize that right around August, the vertex, which is that karmic marriage thing, is being triggered. And that doesn't mean that it happens right away, but it means that the planets are starting to pull things into place for these things to happen. Right? Series, what you need for care and what you give for care. It's in Libra. This is that partnership. So you being with your partner at home, being comfy, bouncing ideas off of each other that are going to make y'all richer in the long run is the goal of all of this. And I am so happy, even though it took so long, to be able to give you some amazing news. So I look forward to your feedback and let me know how this resonated for you, sweetie.